This is Greg Agnew with UAC. It is Thursday, December 13th, 8:15. Have finished up putting out the forecast for today and wanted to describe my thought process for putting out the forecast for the Salt Lake City area mountains. As you can see with our danger rows, we have a considerable hazard on upper elevation slopes facing north, through east, through southeast. A lot of moderate on mid-elevation, northwest through south as this whole band. And you see quite a bit of green, so low elevations, low hazard, as well as mid-elevations facing west and southwest. So thoughts I had going into putting the forecast together. Yesterday, winds were really strong, and we received a half inch to 1 inch of water weight. Um, the winds and the amount of water really influenced my thinking regarding the persistent slab problem. So in the forecast, I rhetorically asked, was the half inch to 1 inch of water weight and additional wind loading enough to reactivate this mostly dormant persistent weak layer? I don't know. There was an avalanche on Monday, December 3rd. This was a natural avalanche, occurred on a repeater slope on the Park City Ridgeline in a situation where we had lesser snow amounts, water amounts, as well as wind as what we received yesterday. So um, because we rapidly received so much water and wind, influenced my thinking for highlighting the persistent weak layer. Otherwise, wind drifted snow. Winds were blowing yesterday. This is a photo I took of an avalanche I was able to trigger from a safe ridge line. Here's a little video illustrating that. This was a wind-loaded storm slab, so there was some wind effect in there, and quite sensitive, pulled out pretty easily, 30 centimeters, about a foot. And I'm expecting the wind drifts to be much less sensitive today, but because there was so much wind, I do think we're going to you'll find fresh wind drifts on the upper elevations as well as mid elevations with an easterly component, even some north and south. I do think the wind affected snow will be less reactive as the day goes on. And finally, new snow. Storm amounts were actually 13 inches in upper Little Cottonwood. I think this is going to be confined to the upper elevations in areas where we received the most snow. It was somewhat reactive yesterday when we had periods of higher precipitation intensity. I think it'll be much less reactive today. If anything, it'll be reactive earlier this morning. I think by this afternoon, this won't be reactive at all. And going forward, we'll just get more observations today and try to get a better sense of upper elevation northerly aspects where those persistent weak layers reside. Maybe we'll hear some reports of collapsing on these aspects, some cracking, maybe even some avalanching.